Hey gang, Jag here. Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to train your AI, how to train a model, and how to actually create a chatbot and how to install that on your website. So I'm going to walk you through the entire end-to-end tutorial to help you get started on this journey. So the intention behind is if you are a beginner and you want to learn how everything kind of fits in, how does the AI work, how can you train them, and also what are the use cases available for that. I'm just going to show you a couple of them and walk you through exactly step by step. So it's going to be a long video. It's going to be a walkthrough exactly tutorial to show you exactly step by step. It's going to how you're going to be able to do it. So let's get started. Let's get into it. So I've got a few screens set up. So I just want to walk you through it step by step how this is going to look like for you. So here is number one, right? So let's look at this very quickly. So how do I train this AI? How does the AI work? So one of the things to learn is to remember this, the future doesn't belong to AI. Future belongs to those people who know how to use AI. So remember this, it's all about learning how to utilize this new thing which is just popping up everywhere, right? So businesses are excited, some businesses are scared. Your job is to learn this new thing and start using it in your business as quickly as possible so that you can utilize it. Look, I can talk about it in the last 8 to 10 years. I've seen a big difference. We had to learn a lot of skills to do certain things. But for you, if you're getting started, if you're at that level, you just have to don't have to go through that big learning curve because of AI. So let's look at it. How does the AI work, and what does that actually look like? So if I look at AI, right? So AI has got two, three things we talk about, right? So one is there is an interface within AI, and then the AI models, right? So AI models are one of the biggest or perfect example of AI model is OpenAI. Like, OpenAI is the AI model. They created it very specifically. Basically, think of that is they added most of the internet, Wikipedia, all that onto that. So kind of understand it. They trained it in a certain way. Google's got the AI model. IBM's got the AI model. Amazon, AWS got the AI model. Microsoft, the Copilot has got the AI. They all have different models available. So it depends which one you're using. In this example, the perfect one to look at it is the OpenAI, right? It's freely available, or you probably pay $20, $30 to utilize the next level AI model. So what it does have, it has got the interface where you send prompts, meaning that you send something, right? So you type in something using that interface, which goes to the OpenAI at the back end, processes the data, and provide you the output pretty much in the chat format, right? So what we call it is you do the prompt is the question, prompt is the something you put it in the chat or in the response in the doc in the placeholder, and then goes to the OpenAI, processes the data and respond back to you basically, right? So this is how it works in a very simple and nutshell, right? So OpenAI is one of the models, and then there's a lot of other businesses creating a model. So the other thing is people like yourself, people like me, we are sort of in that space that we can also create our own OpenAI type of AI models, right? So you could actually go out and create your own model. This is where the money is now, where people are creating a very specific AI models. We're doing that for a lot of businesses at the moment, where we specifically creating AI models for the businesses themselves, right? So it's not OpenAI, it's not for everybody else, it's for that business very, very specifically organized in there to learn their business, right? So, but in this example, we don't want to complicate it. I just want to give you very simple and straightforward and see how, the OpenAI kind of works, right? So let's look at this. For us to use any kind of AI, we must have some sort of software, right? So some sort of software to help you, which actually creates that interface, which actually creates that interaction with the open AI, with AI model, some sort of AI model, right? So in this example, we'll look at it. GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel is a pretty good tool, which we use it for many businesses, right? We install that. I'm going to walk you through it. So has got an interface. At the back end of the Go High Level is still the OpenAI model. So they have created an interface. So you don't have to go through the public interface. You have to go through the model they created it, or the interface they created it, where you do the prompt, or where your business or your client, they do the prompt, and then they get the response back. So sky is the limit. You could actually make so many things happen with that. You could say, if appointment happen at this person, doesn't show up, send them the message, and then the person responds back. AI kind of have the interaction. Or somebody comes to your website, they ask questions, AI can take over and have a Q&A session. Or within your team, somebody asks a question, and then you can actually do AI response back, and also does certain things based on the user response as well, right? So it could take it to any level you like. One is level is where you can have interaction, like the way you and I are having conversation. You could type in words, but also you can actually have a certain workflow after that as well, meaning that you could actually have, if this happens, do that, right? If user responds in this manner, you say this, right? Or if user responds back with that, send an email to this team, right? So, or send a Slack message. You could actually take it to the next level, have workflow after workflow, depending upon the response, right? So in this example, I'm just going to walk you through very simple and straightforward, where you could actually install that on your website, or install on your client's website, charge, I don't know, 300, 400 a month to maintain that. But what we want to do is I'll show you exactly how to train an AI for a very specific business. For this training to happen, we need to use some sort of software, some sort of interface. You could create your own interface if you are good technical enough. I've created my own interface as well, but you could actually use third party as well. In this example, I'm using Go High Level as a tool, as an interface. If you need access to Go High Level, I'm going to put links below that, and also the documents I'm going to walk you through. You can also install it as part of that. I'm going to give you all that. It's going to be available within Go High Level. If you install Go High Level from us, you're going to get all that as part of that, right? So you don't need to do anything. It's available for you, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how this is going to look like. It's going to build your website itself. You don't have to build your own website. You just add your logos and all that. And then it's going to have the bot, which is already trained about your business, right? So you don't need to train the bot. It's already there. Whatever I'm going to show you, it's going to be already automated for your business. You just have to fill the blanks, meaning tell the business name, where you're based and all that, tell your services. Everything else is kind of taken care of for you, right? So you just type it in there. So let's look at it. How does that look like for you? So when you are signed up, for Go High Level, what does that look like? This is the place where you're going to come for the very first time. Go into the settings and press the conversation AI. So basically what's going to happen is you are here, and then go into the settings. And when you are in setting, click on conversation AI. So conversation AI is the one which is, we're going to train the bot to have a conversation with your potential client, right? So Go High Level has done really well, meaning that they provide you now multiple chats where you could install at different places, right? So it's not just one chat, it's got a multiple chats available as well, right? So in this example, let's look at it. So I'm going to say, autopilot. Autopilot means that, there are three options available. One is you can off it, you don't need to use it. The other one is suggestive. Suggestive is, sometime you probably have seen it below the chat, there is a question already prompted for user, where you say, hey, what services you offer. You prompt them the question to ask, basically at the bottom of that, right? You could see that. The other one is autopilot, like take it anywhere. People can ask, AI can interact, right? So you can also use the pick up a channels. You can say Facebook, SMS, Instagram. If anybody SMSs you on Instagram, live chat, chat widgets, all that is now available, right? So in this example, I'm just going to say live chat, chat widgets, meaning that it's on your website. You tell your business name. You must tell your business name, because whatever business name you're going to tell here is going to get used everywhere. So remember this, your business name, whatever that is, you must tell at this place, right? So change the setting. I've changed the default setting to this, meaning 2 seconds, where your AI bot, when it's on autopilot, responds within 2 seconds. So before that, default was at 10 seconds. 10 seconds too long. People don't wait for that. You got to change to 1 second or 2 seconds where it can start having conversation. This second one is minimum message a bot can send. Uh, this is all about, sorry, maximum number of messages a bot can send. What is this about is, you don't want people to just waste your time because it costs money. Like, it's cost money to you, it cost money to your clients. It cost about, I think at the bottom it says zero point 0.2 cents per response, right? So it costing you money. You don't want the time wasted to play around with stuff. You just want that to make sure that it says the right thing. So you can limit it 10, 15 messages. It's up to you. It's for one conversation, not for everything altogether. For one conversation, you can limit to 10 or 15 messages, right? So after 2 hours, send the bot to sleep. Basically, what it means is it's just going to go to sleep after 2 hours. If somebody doesn't do anything, somebody doesn't respond, it sort of goes to change these settings like this. We have tested it, so keep it like this if you want it. Don't sort of go beyond that, right? So that's the number one. That's a setting you have to do. The second one is we're going to train the bot. So what I've done is I've actually created a Google Doc to train the bot. So I'm going to share this with you. How does that look like, the Google Doc? If I can find it, there it is. Let me see where it's at. I'll just open this up. This is a Google Doc I've actually created. Let's open this up for you. And how does that look like, right? So this is AI bot. I've got it. I don't need this. And then, I've trained this. I've created this document. Once you have access to our GoHighLevel, this comes along with that. You'll get access to this anywhere, right? So it's available. So you train the bot. Basically, you kind of tell the bot one thing to keep in mind, that each time you update this document, each time you go out and update this document, you're going to refresh this. So it doesn't know itself to grab the data. So you're going to refresh each time you update the document. So don't just think that AI is just going to start using it. It's a static, it's a point in time. So you're going to make sure that you refresh this anytime you do it, right? So just keep that in mind. The second one is configuration intent. What is your intent? You want to just have somebody to ask standard question, which is like, general question and answer, or you want to make sure that they book a phone call, right? So depending what the use case is, some people just want to have conversations. They answer some questions for their clients, put it on their website. Some people just say, hey, the intention behind this, I want to book an appointment, right? So you could actually set the intention for the bot. Just enable it or disable it based on the intention you want to have for that bot, whether that you want the bot to book an appointment or just a Q&A type of thing, right? So what the step one is, just remember, just recapping it, right? Click on autopilot if you want that to take over. Change these settings, what I talked about. Change the name, that's what I talked about. I said have the instructions. Instructions is all about telling about the business, what services you have, what time you open, what other stuff, whatever the business is. Maybe the FAQs, right? Frequently asked questions. Like, that's something you want to put in, right? So the other one is, which is the most important one, is click on this edit appointment setting. I don't want the bot to just go crazy and start booking appointments. I want to pre-qualify it. I want to pre-qualify it means that I want to ask certain questions. So in this example is you can ask questions like, hey, may I ask your name? So you can actually add questions here, right? So type it in here. What do you do, right? So you can type it in and have it in a sequence, right? Have it in a sequence. Firstly, it's going to ask, may I ask your name? What do you do? Or, can I get your email address? What sort of business you have? Would you like to speak to someone, right? So I don't want this because I already sort of have similar to that. But you want to have questions which are pre-qualifying, right? So you could actually ask, hey, are you thinking of starting a business, or you're already running a business? You could actually ask that sort of questions as a pre-qualifying question, which kind of help you in that space, right? So cancel this, it's already there. So let's see what we have done, right, so far. So far, we have set the bot. We have added a document, which is a training document. You'll get access to this, and then you can actually replicate that. And also, we kind of set the intent. We said, hey, we want to book an appointment. We asked or set certain pre-qualified questions. Some of the things are already done for you in here. You don't need to worry about it, meaning that it sort of tells the bot what to do. It says the bot, hey, don't use certain type of words. Don't say this, say this. Steer the conversation about the business related topics. Don't just start random stuff. And keep the responses between 20 to 25 words, which is awesome. You don't want to have, the worst thing is when the bot responds back with paragraph after paragraph. You don't want to do that. You want to restrict very small snippets where it just gets back and have the conversation, right? So this is perfect. You want to make sure that it stays like this. So when you get this by default. So when you upload, I'm going to put a link below this. When you start, open up a Go High Level account, you'll get all this as a standard. So you don't need to worry about it. It's already there, right? So let's test the bot, right? So now the question is, we want to test this bot. So first thing what we did is, we're going to sort of train the bot, then we're going to test the bot, then we're going to deploy the bot, right? Three things what we do, right? Train the bot, training, this is what we're doing as a training, and then you want to test it, and then you want to deploy it, right? Then you want to retrain it, you want to sort of test it again, make sure that it does what you're supposed to do, which I'll show you exactly, right, how to do it. So hey there, right? So I'm just going to type a message. What's on your mind? um, uh, what's your business name? Let's see what it says. Hey, we are here. What's your name, right? So now my name is Steve. Oh, I'll just say my name is Jag. Let's see, Jag. Nice to meet you, Jag. Can I get your email address in case we get disconnected? Of course, yes. If I say some random stuff, like, think of that is Jag at this. Let's see what it says, right? So it says, what sort of business do you have? Got it. What sort of business you have? I have media marketing agency, right? Would you like to speak to someone? Just sort of, yeah, would you like to speak to someone, right? So you could actually say, train this. So if you don't like the answer, right? So this is something, would you like to speak to someone to help you out? So if you don't like the answer, you can click on say, no, I don't like the answer. Then you can change it here, right? Train bot. So you can train the bot based on that, right? So I'm going to say this, I'm going to okay with the answer. It doesn't actually say that. So you basically can say this, it'll train the bot for you. So any answer you don't like, you can train the bot, right? So keep going in this. So now what we have done is, it takes a bit of time. So it's not just first time. You're going to do different tries. You're going to have different people trying it, different people testing it in a different ways. But you're going to have few things clear. You're going to have the objective super clear. What do you want the bot to do for you? You want to be super clear on the intention. What are you trying to do? You're going to train the bot really well. So you could actually click yes, you like it or not, and reset, sorry, and provide that. Then what it does is it start to have understanding. So what I believe is, within a couple of months, the bot understand really well, and it can understand the business super well with the time, right? So at the moment, Go High Level uses, I think it's Chat GPT 3.5. But if you want to take it to the next level, then it's a workflow at available, which is at 4.0, which is the next level, or the O as well. That's available. But for a very small and simple business, this works really well. I reckon it's 90% of businesses will use this as is. You don't need any fancy stuff. But for some people who want to take this to the next level, they may use a different way of the workflows, what I talked about earlier, that you might want to do it, right? So how do you deploy this on your website? It's pretty straightforward and as simple as well. Go back and go to the sites and click on the chat widget here. So I've already done this one for you. So what you can do is just use, you're going to use this. Otherwise you create new. WhatsApp, now we need a live chat. So click on this, select this. Once you select this, it'll open up for you. And then you have these settings, what I have, right? So just use these settings. So you change the photo. So start with this. This is the bubble is going to pop up. name the chat widget whatever name you want to do, and then enable this. Have a question, text us here, that's fine, leave it as is, and then make sure this is a live chat, not SMS. And then the Windows have a question. This is top one, which is have a question. Hi there, may I help you? This is the moment they start and open up the chat. The moment they do, you want to have an intro message, because this is going to start the conversation. This is creates a prompt for them to actually start it, right? So you can ask their name here if you want. You can ask, hey, how can I help you? All that, right? So uh, then you can publish your URL. If you're doing it for your customer, you must publish it for your business name, website, and all that, because it's powered by your company. You might want to do that. If you're installing on your website, you don't may need to do it. Just turn it off, right? It won't show it at the bottom. So turn it on, turn it off, right? It's there. So you decide, this is what would show welcome message. We don't need this when it's autopilot. You don't need this. All that is done, and then all that leave it default. Just save the message, save it here, and that's it, right? That's done. Basically, that's overall it's done. Then it'll give you when you click on this, if your website is somewhere else, if your website is not with GoHighLevel, then you get the code and then just install that in a body section of your website. But if your website is already on GoHighLevel, then the only thing you have to go to the sites. If you're using our GoHighLevel, then it's really easy for you because we already have the default website for you. It's called ABS website template. It's for marketing agencies. So go in here, go to the settings, and it's going to pop up here at the bottom. When it does, where it go? So when it does, it's events. What events we have? Tracking, we don't need it. Stats, we don't need it. Sales, we don't need it. Pages, we don't need it. Where is that? So there it is, the chat, right? So you can pick the chat, which chat you want, right? So you can say this chat we want, chat widgets, right? So it's there, then you save it, it's available on your website, every page. So let's look at the example of this. This is one of the pages we have, and then it'll pop up here on the side. You can see that, you can change the color, and let's see what it says. I want to start from beginning. I was testing it, say, hey there, let's see what it does. See if it starts, because I was just testing it before this, right? All right, can I get your email address in case? So it's just keeping the conversation same because I was just talking to, right? So, but this is how you actually install the chatbot on the website. It's basically step by step how to do it. So some things to keep in mind. I'll just go back. Conversation AI. Number one is you must test it really well. You must install it on your website and test it. It works a bit differently in a SMS world than in a live chat. I don't know why. You gotta keep that in mind, because when somebody sends an SMS, it doesn't work that way. But it's really awesome when you have Facebook pages in, think of that as a business. When you have a Facebook page, Instagram page, then website, an SMS, somebody messages you, or somebody messaged you, client on somewhere on one of the social media platforms. How awesome it is to have an AI bot which does the interaction on the customer's behalf, right? Once they learn the business, once they understand the business, they can do all that. Think of that as a somebody who does the quote request for a kitchen or for a flooring. They can ask all the pre-qualifying questions for the flooring before they book an appointment, right? So all these is available, so the people don't have to. All that is available, so people don't have to go back and ask. So that actually changes it, because a lot of times human have to ask those questions. A lot of times the business owner have to ask those pre-qualifying questions, but now you can train an AI to ask those questions. So that's why it's really important. I reckon it's the biggest change in the business since the internet. And now imagine this: every business, like, I'm not joking, every business has to be transformed to run with AI. Every business has to be transformed. So there is a lot of work available, there is a lot of opportunity available, because every business has to go from a traditional way of doing it to AI way of doing it. Think of that as before, website came in, where traditional, brick and mortar businesses have to learn how to operate in the internet world. And now it's a second step where internet is there. Now the websites, now the businesses have to be transformed to work along with the AI, using the AI method, so you could actually deploy that in businesses. All right, I think this is good enough. If you got any questions about what I talked about in the video, please ask, and love to answer that. I'm going to put a link below this video as well, so that what I talked about is already configured for you within the Go High Level. You can use that, and that's, it's deployed for you. The document's going to be available. All that is given to you. But if you got any questions, anything you want to know more about it, type it below the video. I'd love to answer that. But for that, thank you. Have a good night or good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. And I'll speak to you guys very soon. Bye for now.